these great things about auxiliary dwelling units or basement apartments, and you're wondering how you can buy a house and maximize your rental income, but you're not sure exactly what you need to have in order to build this ADU or basement apartment in your place. Maybe you saw an in-law suite. Well, today we've got all the answers for you. But before we go anywhere, hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell so you can continue to get all of our great real estate tips. Today, we're going back to Kim Dziegel from the Permit Shop. She's going to join us here today, and we're going to chat a little bit about how to make these ADUs or basement apartments work for you. All right, let's welcome back to our YouTube channel here. Let's welcome back Kim Dziegel from the Permit Shop. If you didn't
Hello.
listen to our entire podcast with Kim, you got to go give it a check. Lots of great information on there. We'll link it in the show notes here below. But had some great questions about ADUs, and rather than people coming to me with the questions, I thought let's go to the experts. So Kim, one of the biggest things we've had asked of us recently is, can we, if we have a house that's got an in-law suite in it, can we convert that in-law suite to an ADU that's legalized for rent to be rented? And what's some of the steps that we need for that?
Yeah, so absolutely, more than likely, I want to say
Yeah.
with that, there's always the what if, right? But
Mhm.
there is absolutely opportunity to be able to do that,
Yeah.
depending on the property, the zone, the square footages, things like that, as well as if you're in town on water and sewer, or if you're in the country and septic, there could be some stipulations there. But in
Right.
a kind of basic roundabout way, yes, there is
Excellent.
opportunity, yes, to be able to convert some of those older style in-law suites. Maybe you bought a property with something like that and you're going, what do I do?
Right.
There's definitely opportunity to be able to make some conversions there and renovate and get it legal and get making some money on that.
So in order to get that legal, now let's talk, we're seeing some of these in basements, for instance. What does that
Yes.
basement need to have? Like, do we need a complete separate entrance? What if that separate entrance is in the garage? What if it's maybe like a walkout basement where the separate entrance is in the backyard? Is that, how do those affect conversion?
Right. So some of that is very dependent on what exactly that existing layout looks like.
Right.
Because the main thing with these separate units is fire separations in the building code, right? You got to make sure that if there's a fire on the one level or the other, that's not traveling.
Okay.
Okay. So depending on entrances,
Hmm.
yes, you might not even have to do anything if it's kind of on the back of the property or something like that. Through garages gets tricky. There could be some things that have to be done there to try to make that legal.
Okay.
Um, the main concern typically is window sizes for egress. Egress is always the main thing.
Okay.
There isn't an existing exit directly to the outside, like if it's not a walkout basement,
Right.
right? There are things in there that window sizes can be used for egress, but
Okay.
there are very specific requirements in the building code. Some of those might have to be changed out. That's why it's
Okay.
always important to get finished basement permits. People put
Right.
bedrooms illegally in the basements all the time.
Okay.
And then if you want to go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to convert this and this is okay, it might not be. You may have to enlarge that window, put a specific egress window in there,
Okay.
um,
Now hold on. I'm
which
gonna
is
stop
work, a
you.
lot of work in a foundation wall.
Yes.
Absolutely
Okay.
right.
I'm gonna stop you here for a second. Egress. So if somebody's listening to this and saying, "What the heck does that mean? What's an egress window?"
So an egress window is a way to leave the basement through the window. So in
Right.
the building code, there are requirements on the size, the
Mhm.
type of window, the way that it opens.
Right.
There are requirements on the actual opening width for a human to fit through,
Yeah.
as well as a level off of the floor.
Right.
So maybe you don't have to climb on top of a dresser to try to escape if there's like that's not okay.
So the window in the basement at my parents' house where I snuck out when I was 13 years old, that one, and I probably wouldn't fit through it anymore. That one probably count then as an egress
Yeah,
window.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, that
Okay.
window, that window in your basement, your parents' basement, yeah, probably wasn't sufficient,
Right.
especially to today's standards.
Okay. So if we see that house that has that basement apartment, we're probably looking at, so that egress window that would give us a second exit out of the basement. That's really what we're
Right.
looking for.
Yes.
So if
And
one
fire and
exit's blocked, we have a fire
absolutely
exit
fire
there.
separations, and you're looking at smoke detectors, a lot of it, the main life safety
Right.
components of the house, right?
So what we're really looking at is, can we have fire separation between, level one and level two, and do we have two separate exits, in situations where we come to a fire,
Yeah.
and it's
And
not
I mean, fire rated drywall is pretty easy, but it's work. If your basement's already finished,
right,
you're gonna have to potentially pull that down, put in
and put a
new
fire rated.
drywall. Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But that's the benefits of a good designer. Again, I'm gonna preach good designers. Good
Yes.
designers. They can save you so much time, money, work, all of that, having a good
Right.
designer, because they can look at exactly your specific situation and come up with a plan when
Mhm.
you're speaking with someone, your client, and you're going, okay, obviously there's always a way to do anything, and there's a very expensive route, there's a very
Yes.
cheap route, and then
Yes.
there is a logical, economical route, right?
Right.
And you got to find the in between there and navigate that. But
Okay. No. Good. No, a lot of great answers there. That's going to answer a lot of the questions. So if you are looking at something that's you want to convert to an ADU, we want fire separation, whether it be fire drywall, or something to prevent the fire from spreading from a basement apartment to the main level. And then the other one is that egress. We want to make sure that we have two separate exits. One of them you said could be through a drive or through a garage if that's where we need, as long as we can get that fire separation. But those are what we're looking at for options. So definitely options there. If you have questions, we need the great designers. You need somebody like Kim Dziegel on your side. Give us a call. Kim's available. Look her up through the Permit Shop. Her contact info is in the show notes, and you'll definitely won't be disappointed that you did. So thanks for jumping on today, Kim.
absolutely. Thanks, Adam.
Awesome.